Nice to see you. This is Kathy. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a topic that I discussed in my podcast, Above Par. It's episode 16, I believe, on momentum and how to gain momentum and how we lose momentum, how to keep momentum, right? So momentum in terms of golf, for instance, is really the way we think of it is like a stretch of good holes. So that can vary for different people. It could be a stretch of pars for somebody, some birdies thrown in there. It could be, depending on your level, you might feel like a stretch of bogeys is really some nice momentum. So we define it often by a series of good shots or good holes. And because that definition of what is momentum changes for each person, it is not really factual that a shot or a hole or a score creates momentum because it's different for different people, right? Momentum would need to be the same for everybody. So, from my definition, momentum is really that energy that you have, that feeling and that positivity you have about your round. We often have that positivity around our round based on shots and scores and bounces and putts and all of those things, right? Those things, those facts, circumstances or situations are neutral. They're neither good nor bad. So, because of that, they can't really create momentum. What changes our momentum is what we think about them. So you have more power than you think you do. We often give away that feeling or that positivity to what it just happened, a shot or a bounce or a bad break on a putt that didn't go in, something like that. But really it is what we decide to think about it. It is that energy that we have that changes our momentum. All of a sudden we start saying things to ourselves like, uh-oh, I lost it, or here we go, right? Or I could never put a good round together. Or you might have a big number on a hole and you're like, my round is shot. Those thoughts and phrases and sayings that we tell ourselves are what changes that energy within us, and it turns that momentum around. It can first stop it, right? Momentum is energy. So it can first stop it or slow it down. And the more negative we are, the more we can actually turn it around and start creating some negative momentum, which means that now all of a sudden we are creating more and more bad holes and bad shots, right? And we're feeding on top of it with more negative thoughts. So when you have a shot or a hole that is out of sequence, maybe you're like going, I had four pars in a row and then I had a double. It is not an opportunity. Well, it is an opportunity actually for you to either say, that's no big deal, right? I can par the next hole, or here we go, and I'm going to screw up the rest of my round, right? Something to that effect. So you want to notice what you're saying to yourself. This is one of the ways that we know it is not that bad shots or balls going in the water, balls going out of bounds, or missed putts does not change our momentum and our energy in a round. If you watch a tour event, especially if you watch the Masters, right, they were hitting so many balls in the water, but yet they ended up finishing very well and having shots or rounds under par. Even the winner of the tournament, the people in the top five hit plenty of bad shots and balls into water and had penalty shots. And they did not let that be an opportunity for them to tell themselves that their round is done, that they've shot their round, that they are not going to win the tournament, or they've lost momentum going forward. Other ways that we can tell ourselves that we're losing momentum is slow play. We have a tendency to just think, well, it's slow, and that all that slow play really screwed up my round, right? I had a really good thing going, or a weather delay, a rain delay. Just because we had to stop, right? We often think, oh, this is really going to break my momentum. It will if you say it, right? It's totally an optional thought to you. I want you to notice that it is never the circumstance or the situation that changes your momentum. You allow that to happen by the thoughts that you choose to say to yourself. So next time you feel like something is happening that has shifted, just make sure that you're not allowing it to go into a negative direction where you create more negative momentum, because it is very hard to stop momentum and turn around and get it going the other way. So I hope that helps, and I hope you keep your momentum.